It was a drug deal, police say, but it went very wrong. It left the family without a father.
They say Miguel Nunez Jr. went to the home in Austin last weekend to buy marijuana. But instead of paying and leaving, he then threatened them to give him all the drugs or he would shoot everyone. Well, court documents revealed today that they say that when the father, David Harris, heard the commotion from another room, he grabbed his gun. He broke in, but police say Nunez shot him and a second victim, then got away. And now Nunez is still on the loose.
That's what happened, but that's not the entire story. ABC 6 News reporter Miguel Octavio spoke with the victim's family today. Miguel, they're calling David's actions heroic.
Laura and Ross, David's wife Ronica says if he never stepped in, her son and other people around would have died. They were not comfortable going into detail about what exactly happened. It's still an active investigation, but Ronica says she didn't know who Miguel Nunez Jr., the man who police say came to buy the marijuana, but if Nunez never threatened her husband, she says David would have welcomed him with open arms.
That boy that came in our house, he would have talked to him, he would have prayed with him, and he would have fed him a meal. But he shot him before he had a chance to even say anything.
Ronica, now a widow, says that's the kind of man her husband, David, was.
He was a very passionate, caring, sensitive man.
She says David had a hard life, but turned it around when they met.
He realized that he couldn't continue to run the streets. That's when he really started getting into his Bible studies and building his relationship with God.
Through faith and his past, she says he longed to help others with struggles.
He didn't judge others for their faults.
But more importantly, David helped Ronica.
He touches everyone he talks to. And he was my provider, my protector.
David would die a protector to everyone in that Austin home the early morning of June 5th.
He saved my son's life and 3 other boys. If it wasn't for him, they would have all been dead.
Now, without a doubt, their son Carter says he just wants to make him proud.
He is the reason I am who I am today.
So he's leaning on family to get through his loss.
It means everything because they're all I have. At the end of the day, we're all we have.
But David wasn't just a father to Carter. He was also a dad to those who didn't have one.
I lost my dad when I was 15, and David was the only person I called dad besides him.
JIMMEL Warren says David taught him the importance of what matters most.
Your family, that's the only thing that matters. Your kids, that's the only thing that matters. Yeah, that's the only thing he really cared about.
The family says finding the suspect, Miguel Nunez Jr., won't mean justice, but it may spare another family from going through a loss like theirs.
If a person his age is willing to come into a house where there's 2 babies sleeping with a .30 clip, they do not need to be on the streets. He needs to be caught because he will hurt someone else.
Tonight, we're also learning Miguel Nunez Jr. is facing 3 counts of second-degree murder. Police say he is extremely dangerous. Authorities in South Dakota tried to arrest him on Monday, but he got away. If you see him, police say don't approach, call them instead. The family of David Harris has set up a GoFundMe to cover his celebration of life. He was the family's main provider. In studio, Miguel Octavio, ABC 6 News.